Now at noon, Bodycam video takes us through the night. A suspected drunk driver scrambled with a sheriff's deputy and was killed in custody. Plus, Gresham police release shocking new video in the hopes of solving a 2023 cold case where a man was lucky to survive. And a health warning after a case of tuberculosis was reported at a Portland school. And later, all aboard, we head down to Malala, where you can take a steam-powered trip on model trains. Thanks for joining us. I'm China Green. The U.S. Coast Guard has suspended a search for a possible sunken ship off the Oregon coast. This is our top story. For more than 12 hours now, crews searched 2 miles of the Cannon Beach after someone called 911 and reported seeing flares go off. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live from Cannon Beach. So, Thomas, what more do we know so far?
Well, China Coast Guard crews searched for about 13 hours before suspending that investigation. They say they didn't find anybody in need and saw no signs of distress. Now, earlier this morning, they told us that they found debris which initially they thought was linked to this possible sunken vessel, things like fiberglass and seat cushions. Now they believe that was just garbage found in the ocean. This all started around 9:30 last night. And that's when a couple miles off the shore of Cannon Beach, when the Coast Guard says someone reported seeing 4 or 5 flares from the shore. Coast Guard boats from Tillamook Bay and Cape Disappointment responded, as did a Coast Guard helicopter and airplane from Astoria and Sacramento. The Cannon Beach Police Department was also a part of this investigation. And all morning long, many here say they've wondered what happened after seeing Coast Guard crews throughout the night.
Yeah, I just saw helicopters flying around, or at least one, and then some boats that had searchlights on them.
Again, Coast Guard crews searched for about 13 hours before suspending that investigation just over an hour ago. Again, China, they say they found no signs of distress or anyone that was a part of a sunken vessel. China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live from Cannon Beach. Thank you, Thomas. Turning now to weather with meteorologist Chris McGinnis. We have seen spotty rain throughout the week, but tomorrow's forecast is calling for a weather impact alert.
Yeah, I think we are going to have a pretty showery day for Saturday, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. Let's get back to over the next 12 hours or so. Cloudy where Thomas Schultz was up on the north coast. This is down in the central coast from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. The clouds there kissing the top of Cascade Head off in the distance. And we've got a slate gray sky over downtown as well. Last check at PDX, the temperatures jumped up to about 59 degrees. The freezing level, though, pretty low, about 6,500 feet. That plays a little bit in our forecast for tomorrow. More on that again in a minute. Radar showing a little smattering of green on the map across portions of Clark and Columbia County, also up in western Multnomah County. And as I give you the live scan here of radar, a couple little showers passing over downtown Vancouver. Actually, one right on top of PDX at the airport right now. Really, really light stuff. But the fact is that in some cases we are getting a few spits of rain out there. Satellite imagery showing lots of cloud cover here west of the Cascades, and that will be with us throughout the remainder of the day. 58 Beaverton right now. Tiger checking in with 60, and Salem sits at 59 degrees here in the lunch hour. For the remainder of today, again, lots of clouds. Spotty shower threat remains, especially along and north of the Columbia River. And temperatures here in Portland probably hovering in the low 60s. China average for this time of the year is about 70, so we're a bit off the mark as far as that's concerned. Rain, potentially some thunderstorms that are forecast tomorrow, and then a slightly drier day Sunday. We'll look at that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. We are looking at body cam video just released by the Clark County Sheriff's Office that shows the deadly confrontation earlier this month between a deputy and a man arrested for drunk driving. A warning about this video. The suspect expresses suicidal thoughts and also ends with the deputy stabbing him. So viewer discretion is advised here. John Adams walks us through what happened.
On the night of May 7th, Clark County Deputy Bryson Layton fatally stabbed 54-year-old Mark Fogel during a confrontation after Fogel was arrested on suspicion of drinking and driving. We are now getting our first look at what happened that night.
Clearly, I've been drinking. Yeah. And I ran into these cars.
Body-worn camera video that has been edited for brevity, according to the Clark County Sheriff's Office, shows deputies first coming into contact with Fogel in Vancouver. You can hear the 54-year-old admit to drinking and running into a number of parked cars.
You do not need medical attention, correct?
I do not. But as you will see, I am a CDL driver.
Okay.
And like I said, I like f***ing over.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
More than I need to.
We then see Fogel being placed under arrest before being taken to the way station in Ridgefield, where Deputy Layton takes Fogel into a room to perform a breath analysis test.
You don't know who you're dealing with.
That's true. So are you going to hurt me?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, I trust you.
All right.
Fogel continues to make statements about his life being over to Deputy Layton.
What's the matter? Like I said, I'm done.
All right, we're just gonna...
I'm a dead man. You're talking to dead man.
We then hear this exchange.
You know what's crazy? It's just you and me in this room.
A few seconds later, Deputy Layton asks if Fogel is threatening him, which leads to their confrontation.
And why are you saying things like that?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead and stand up. Turn around, face away from me.
Sure. Are you sure?
Yeah, turn around, face away from me right now.
Sure.
Boy, 73, I'm fighting with one.
Sure.
Give me the air, he's reaching for my gun. Mark, you're gonna get shot!
Yeah. That's what I want.
I ain't shot! Mark, get the away from me! Get the away from me, Mark!
Deputy Layton's body camera then gets turned off in the struggle. When it comes back on, we've decided to pause it because it's so graphic. The video shows deputies cut off his clothes to provide life-saving aid. The sheriff's office says that Layton stabbed Fogel multiple times during the struggle, which we cannot see because the video cuts out. We also do not see what weapon the deputy used. Once an ambulance arrived, medics pronounced Fogel dead at the scene. The Washington Office of Independent Investigations has been assigned to this incident. Deputy Layton has been placed on critical incident leave, which is standard protocol.
And if you or anyone you know is having mental health crisis, know that help is available 24/7. Just call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline at 988 to be connected to support. Again, that number is 988. New at noon, Clackamas County detectives are investigating a shooting incident involving an Oregon City officer. Police were called around 5 this morning to a home on Claremont Way near Hillendale Park over a domestic disturbance. There they found an armed man on the street who shot at one of the officers. The officer returned fire, but the man ended up shooting himself. He was declared dead at the scene and no officers were hurt. The officer who fired back is on leave per protocol. Gresham police believe new video from a 2023 New Year's Eve hit-and-run case could lead to answers. It happened near 202nd and Division. And a warning, we're going to show you the video here of the moment a man on a motorcycle gets hit and run over. In the newly released video, you see a car's headlights pop up as the video begins. Police say the suspect then rear-ended Angel Blackburn, knocked him to the ground right there, and then ran him over. The highlight shows Blackburn lying on the ground. He spent a month recovering in the hospital from this. Now, at the time, police released this footage of a suspect's vehicle. The driver pulled over to see what happened, but eventually left, leaving the car behind. We spoke to Blackburn's wife shortly after the crash. She and their kids witnessed him getting hurt.
People who did this are not good people whatsoever, to not only hit him but run him over and then proceed to just park and casually get out of their car, because we have the video of them getting out of the car afterwards. They didn't run. They didn't care. It was like they were on their way to the grocery store.
Authorities have now identified a person of interest as Solomon Martinez Gonzalez right there. Police believe he may have fled the state or even the country. Tips in this case can be sent to Gresham Police or Crime Stoppers of Oregon. Oregon health officials reported a case of tuberculosis at a Portland middle school. The Multnomah County Health Department says it's optimistic that we won't see this case spread, but they still want to warn people and have them be aware. Now, someone affiliated with Lane Middle School in southeast Portland was diagnosed about a week ago. Officials won't say if it's a student or a staff member, but did say the person may have been contagious as early as last September. Health officials describe TB as a bacterial infection that often attacks the lungs, progresses slowly, and can be hard to diagnose. People who may have been exposed to this case have already been contacted. Officials say that they'll also give free blood tests to anyone in the school community. They add that it often takes prolonged face-to-face contact with someone who has TB symptoms for another person to get it.
It's important to understand that TB doesn't live on surfaces, and it's not spread by casual contact like shaking hands or sharing food or touching surfaces.
You can find more information about TB symptoms from the health department. We have the number where you can call and the online version of this story on KGW.com. Tonight on KGW Plus, we're airing a Mount St. Helens Vault special. Relive the lead-up, eruption, and aftermath with rare KGW archive footage from the weeks before. That's followed by another special, The Mountain Erupts, from our Seattle news partners. That all starts tonight at 8 p.m. Again, that's only on KGW Plus, and you can download that for free, which is on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.